Good evening,
ladies and gentlemen. How are you? I hope you can hear me.
This is
Garfield Waller, and welcome to another episode of Rock the Mic. Whether you're listening in on Facebook or YouTube, I'm happy to have you here.
Please
don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Once again,
guys, welcome.
Very nice Saturday evening.
Mild temperatures,
and
we're hoping
we can have
a program that's very educational and informative.
Guys, this evening I want us to discuss the cleanup in Port Maria after those monumental floods. Let's see where we are as a town and how the town is getting back to its feet. Okay, guys. So let's see if we can get this going. Let's see if we can get this going here. I think I'm having some problems with my audio. Let's see what we can have going. So if you can hear me, guys,
put something in the chat, guys.
If you can hear me, put something in the chat,
and let's get going.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's start this off
right.
Can somebody put something in the chat for me, please,
so I can know if you're hearing me?
Are you hearing me?
Yes or no?
Are you hearing me?
Yes or no? I'm not getting any feedback.
There's
an echo. Let's see. Okay.
I hope that's
corrected it. I hope that has corrected it.
So guys, tonight it can be a very good program, or it can be a very short one.
It can be long, or it can be short.
It depends on you guys,
especially the people from Port Maria.
Guys,
if we want to see a recovery in the parish, we need some feedback from you. We need to know what is it that
you need help
with.
How
far along are you?
So
let's get going. Please,
if you're hearing
me, put something in the chat, guys. Let me know if the audio is okay.
So we're
thinking about recovery in Port Maria after all that flood.
The water receded
very quickly from what I understand.
From what I understand,
the water went down extremely quickly.
But it left behind
lots of silt.
It left behind
lots of mud.
And I guess
that's where the problem is.
I guess
that's where the problem came in.
So guys, let's see
what we can get going tonight.
I hope
you can hear me and there's no echo coming back. I'm trying to figure out where that feedback is coming from. Trying to figure out where the heck that feedback is coming from.
But guys, if you're
listening,
let me know
in the chat.
I really
want to know what's going on. So please put something in the chat and let's see if we can get this going.
But like I said, happy to be here,
and I hope I can be of assistance to some people, maybe those in Port Maria, if they need help.
Tonight, I'm
hoping that
we don't
turn this into a
political
football thing, okay?
I don't
want us really bashing politicians.
Yes, they can help out.
Yes, there's a lot they can do, but I really don't want this to be a political football.
I want to know.
I really want to find solutions to a problem.
I really want to find solutions to this problem. Not just
pile on.
What
can we do to make this better? What can we do to make sure that this doesn't happen again?
So
I'm hoping that you guys can help me out in that respect.
So we
can see where we go from here. We don't just want to find faults with everything, but we want to find solutions.
And guys,
one of the things I'm thinking of right now is an early warning system.
I
remember speaking to Mr. Nicholas Taylor last week, and he was saying that when it rains in Port Maria basically is safe. It's rain coming from way up in the mountains.
No, guys,
with all this technology we have, social media,
internet
and all that stuff.
Why
can't we have somebody? Do we have a YouTube group, a Facebook group, or a WhatsApp chat group that encompasses Port Maria and beyond, and have somebody maybe call the mayor's office to say, hey, it's raining cats and dogs up here. It's raining for the last hour, so you guys down below better watch out.
We need something
like that where the people of Port Maria can get a warning.
Okay,
and I see Marcia and Jean, they're on. Good evening, everybody. Marcia is saying she's having feedback. I I'm hoping to get rid of that. I cannot figure out where this feedback would be coming from. But ladies and gentlemen, please come on in. Let's talk. Residents of Port Maria, please, I need you this evening. You have to come on. Now, guys, if you look on the screen, you'll see my number. Hey, I can now accept calls. If you want to call, hey, come on. Here's a number, 407-479-8517. It's a Google Voice number. If you don't want to incur the cost of the call, just put your number in the text and I will give you a call, okay? I will stand the cost of that call. But we need to find out what's going on. Are the stores cleaned out already? What about houses? Has everybody taken the mud out of the houses? Did you guys lose electricity? Did you guys lose telephone service? Those are some of the things we want to know. Everybody else wants to know this. We can't just keep this information locked up in Port Maria. But the rest of the world, the rest of the country needs to know. How are you guys doing? What are you guys still in need of? I heard along the way that the Salvation Army offered a great deal of help. Can anybody confirm or deny this or repudiate this? I hear the Salvation Army did a lot. Also, the NIS also helped out with mattresses, blankets, and stuff like that. But we'd like to know some more. From the people of Port Maria, guys, we need your feedback. We need you to put the comment in, guys. Listen, if you comment, nobody's gonna laugh at you. There's no stupid comment. The only stupid comment is the one that's not made. But if you have some feedback, if you have something you want to get off your chest, an idea you want to put out there, here, put it in the comment, guys. Whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook, because right now 2 of the people logged in. Marcia is on YouTube, Jean is on Facebook. So I can accept and get messages from both groups. So we're hoping to speak to somebody on the ground in Port Maria who can tell us, what's going on there. What is happening in Port Maria. And we are curious to know. We're not getting any information. People are putting little bits and pieces out in Facebook, but here is where, guys, we really want you to come on and let's have a conversation. Let us have that conversation, guys. Not just putting little bits and pieces out on Facebook or WhatsApp. We really want to, so we can go back and forth. But like I said, I don't want people just coming on blaming politicians, right? Yes, they should shoulder some of the blame, yes, but we are searching for a solution. Where did it go wrong this time? Why Port Maria had to be inundated with so many feet of water? I'm trying to figure out where the river broke its banks, because I'm hearing it's up by that river, up by that bridge near Trinity, where you turn to around Albion Mountain and Cox Street. I hear that's where the river really came over. And do we as a people, do we as individuals on ground zero at Port Maria, do we share some of the blame? Are we taking care of the environment? Are we taking care of the river? Are we dumping in the river? If we dump stuff in the river, it raises the level. Are we taking rocks out of the river? These are some of the things we want to find out. Why is it that this flood was so catastrophic? Thank God there was no loss of life. Yes, people lost property, people lost belongings, but there was no loss of life. But I shudder to think what would happen if this flood comes one night, if it's not in broad daylight. I mean, Miss Simpson last week gave us a very vivid description of what happened. How 1 minute the water was at her ankles, next minute her knees, and a few minutes after that up by her waist. This was a rapid flood. Now, what can we do to, minimize this? Anybody else wants to put something in the chat, guys? Is there anybody else who likes saying something? We need to hear from you. We need to hear from you. Otherwise, this is going to be a very short one. I'm interested also in what's happening at
the primary school and the basic school. I'm interested in what's happening because I gather they just went back to a face-to-face environment only for boom, this to happen. Must have been traumatic for so many of the students. Must have been very traumatic for some of them. You go back to face and then wham, you get hit with this. I hope this school can recover. From what I saw on a couple photographs, it was quite devastating with the many inches of mud that covered some of the classrooms. How can they recover from this? How will Portmore Primary and Portmore Basic School recover from this? Are you guys gonna need help from outside? But apart from the two people who have put something in the chat, I don't seem to have anybody else. Come on, guys. This is the time when you come in and you voice your concerns. What's bothering you? What's troubling you about this cleanup? What can you do to help? What can you do to help? We cannot have people of Portmore just sitting down, twiddling their thumbs and expect people to jump in like that. We need to know, what are you guys on the ground there doing to help yourselves out of this situation? What are the politicians doing? In fact, I would welcome one of the officials, one of the elected officials calling in. I would welcome that. That would be so great to have one of these elected officials calling in. But guys, if you are afraid to call, just put your number in the comment section, and I'll give you a call just to hear what you have to say. There are several people watching and listening. I don't know why the only ones brave enough to put something in the chat is Marcia and Jean Martin Reina. But for those two, thanks for being brave enough. Glad to have you on. And if there's anything you'd like to enter in the chat, please go ahead. But I know people are listening, but why is it that people are afraid to comment? Nobody's going to judge you for a comment. It's just how you feel, what you think. What do you think we should do to prevent this from happening again? Because happen again, it will. Happen again, it will. It's just a matter of when and how bad it's going to be the next time. But guys, as sure as night follows day, we're going to get flooded again. And remember, this is happening in the month of February, and that's not even a rainy month, is it? If I remember properly, a rainy month is down in October. February? Wow. But we need an early warning system. We need to know that when it's raining up in Preston, Bonnygate, all those places, Guys Hill, wherever, we should be, people in Portmore should be able to be warned that, look guys, it's raining up here like now for an hour. It's raining now for an hour. And I have somebody here coming and I can't make a head or tail out of what they're saying. If you want to say something, let's do it properly. But people of Portmore, come on. It's up to you. It's up to you guys. Let's hear what you are saying. How are you coping? How are you coping with this? We need some feedback from you. So my number is here on the screen, 407-479-8517. Or put something in the chat. We need to hear what you have to say. We need to hear what you have to say. In fact, not just myself, the rest of the country and people overseas who are listening and are concerned, people who are from Portmore, people who call Portmore home. And the other areas that were affected by the flood, please don't think I'm forgetting you. Places like Jacks River. Is there anybody from Jacks River who will text in to say what happened and how you guys are recovering? I heard Orchard Risk got flooded also. And down in, where was it, Runaway Bay? Yeah, I saw some video of Runaway Bay being inundated by water. So if anybody wants to say anything, come on in. You're waiting. We are waiting. If not, this is going to be a very short night. I was under the impression that more people would have been interested, especially if you're from Portmore. But if you're basically happy, satisfied with what's going on, fine. Let me know that too. Please let me know. If you think everything is going fine, let me know. Let me know, guys. But we're waiting on your calls. I have a guest I'm gonna bring in a little while. Okay, yes, and Marcia saying it's important that the people let us know what's going on so others will know what support is needed. Yes, we need that information because there are a lot of people here, like in the States, who went to Portmore Primary, who attended Portmore Primary, and I'm sure they would be willing to dig into their pockets just to help the school. There are a lot. Basically, listen, if you lived in Portmore and around Portmore, you attended Portmore Primary or Portmore Basic School at some time. And I know these people would be willing to help out. I know they would help out. In fact, some of our elected officials went to Portmore Primary. So don't be shy, guys. Don't be shy. I am sure a lot of you in Portmore still have internet up. So we're waiting on you to call in or give me a number. I'll call you. Okay, so number is on screen, 407-479-8517. But I have a lady I'm going to bring in on a call later. She's closely affiliated with Portmore and Portmore Primary School. And she is one of the point people for the Friends of Portmore Primary. So I'll be bringing her in a little later. But like one viewer is saying that we need to know what's going on. If you're going to keep it a secret, don't be upset when you don't get the help you think you deserve. But guys, there are people out there who are willing to help. It's just for you to let us know what's happening. So guys, once again, you're watching Rock the Mic podcast with your host. I'm Gary. So please log in, post something in the comments, and let's get this going. But we need to know where you guys are at. What about the stores in Portmore? What about the churches? How badly did the flood affect them? Are they able to resume services? I know some of these big stores should have been completely cleaned out because I know they could pay, they could afford to get like the fire service to turn their hoses in there. But okay, the people may, and Maxine, welcome Maxine. People are maybe still trying to clean up or shy to connect. I don't know why why would you be shy? I'm giving I give them a chance to hear their concerns and let us know what's happening. I know the cleanup is gonna continue for a long while. Would you spare a minute or two to let us know what's happening and where help is needed? I don't see why they're shy. Listen, people are on Facebook and YouTube and WhatsApp every day. Nah, I don't buy that shyness thing. No, Maxine. Maxine, glad to have you though. Jane, glad to have you. Marcia, happy you're all logged on. But for those who are on, what do you think is going to happen next time? What do you think is going to happen next time? If you think there's going to be a next time. For Jean, Marcia, and Maxine, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on this? What do you think the residents should do? Maxine laughing here. What do you think the residents should do? What can they do? What do you think the officials can do or should do? Should we hold them more responsible? Should we hold their feet to the fire? Or hey, yeah, remember they're human too, and oh my gosh, I don't know where to go with this. Because the instinct is to say, hey, politicians need to do this, politicians need to do that. But for some of them, their hands are tied. One of the things that is staring us in our face that it's a JLP government, but this section of Portmore is held by the People's National Party. Could that be a part of the reason why Portmore really gets very little help? And if that is so, what do the people need to do about it in the future? If they think they are being neglected. But like I said, like I pointed out last time, I don't think anything major has been done since Wycliffe Martin. That's way back in the 70s. Yes, Mr. Plummer, welcome, my friend Junior. And Junior is saying he's taking the cleanup one day at a time. My brother, that's all you can do, one day at a time. So, how much mud was in your house, Junior? How much mud got in? What did you lose? What items did you lose? What items are damaged? If you wouldn't mind telling us. If not, we just mind our own business. But if you wouldn't mind telling us, did you have a lot of mud inside that house, Junior? Welcome, Mr. Plummer. We see, Maxine, I tell you, not everybody is shy. And like he said, you just have to take the cleanup one day at a time, little by little, little by little. That's all you can do. That's all you can do, little by little. Anyway, let me try and see if I can get in touch with my guest here. I hope this will work. Let's see if we can get this person in. And Yvonne is welcome, Yvonne. The housing scheme get impacted. Even from what I saw in the video, yes, housing scheme got pounded. Housing scheme got pounded. Because remember, it's all flat land there. And all that drainage from behind. Yeah, from what we saw, that river Ochum came over and did a complete number on the town. Do you know something I'd like to find out? How do you pronounce the name of that river? Is it Ochum? Outram? Ever since I was a kid, I'm trying to figure out how is it pronounced. Some people just say Ochum. I remember in primary school, Miss Morgan told us it was Outram, Outram. I really don't know. So let me try and bring in this lady here. Let's dial and see if she will answer. Okay, darling. Let's see.
Being routed by Google. The cost of this call is 22 cents per minute.
Let us see here. We're dialing. Yes, people are still trying to clean up. And Marcia saying the community leaders need to have a meeting with the politicians and request help from the private sector to clean up. I believe so, yeah. I believe so. Not
sorry, but the person you have called is not available. Please leave a message after the tone.
Okay, let me dial a little later. Let me dial a little later and see. Let me dial a little plumber saying water was about 2 feet inside the house. And about 6 inches of mud. Wow, that must have been frightening, Junior. That must have been frightening. That must have been a frightful experience. Imagine 2 feet of water inside your house. Imagine 2 feet of water inside your house. Wow. That must have been something else. I am still trying to get this dial tone working here. Not hearing anything. I was hoping to get her on. But we'll wait a bit. Anybody else wants to come in and put in a comment? Anybody else wants to comment? Anybody else? Come on, guys. Okay, let me try that dialing again. Let's see if I can get her. Let me make another try here, guys. Give me a minute. I may seem to be distracted, but I'm trying to get this lady here. I'm trying to get her on. But not having any luck. But don't worry, we are gonna get her because she promised that she was gonna make it. She promised me, and she is somebody I can trust. I hope she hasn't fallen asleep. Let's see. Let's see if the dialing will go through.
being routed by Google. The cost for this call is 22 cents per minute.
Okay, let's see if she'll come on. Okay. Okay, Starling.
Think she's
picking up? Hello, Lorna. How are you? Lorna, can you hear me?
How are you?
Not too bad. Ladies and gentlemen, on the line we have Miss Lorna Fairweather. Lorna is one of the point people with Portmore Primary. And Lorna is back in Jamaica there. So how is everything, Miss Fairweather?
Good. But clarification, Lorna is a point person with friends of Portmore.
Friends of Portmore. Friends of Portmore. That means you are a friend of Portmore Primary as an alum. Okay. So, Lorna, what's going on there? What's going on there? Can you help us out? Can you clarify for us?
From a visitor's perspective, I would say that, of course, everyone knows we had a really bad flood, probably one of the worst that we've had in a very long time. And the flood came in, greatest damage was done to the wooden structure as you enter the school premises. And to your left, that building that has 3 classrooms. The base of that to the back is all gone. And
all gone.
The building is condemned. And clearly they will be in need of a total new structure altogether.
Wow. So wait. How many classrooms? How many classrooms are housed in that building?
3.
Okay, so 3 classrooms out. All right.
And then when you look at the water damage on one level, the documents in the office, the clothes, the costumes, all of that, it's all through the base. Think of it, where the water came in so quickly that the principal and her team could only bring all the students in the lower grades on the ground up to the second floor. So the children were on the premises, in the building at the time of the flood.
At the time of the flood. That means it happened so fast, right? Jeez.
So quickly. Yeah.
Gosh.
And it's water, it's mud, it's, all that debris stuff coming in. Had to have parents coming in to pick up their children, but they had to wait until the water subsided. We're talking water where when you walk into through the main gate, the water was literally above your waist and almost under your arm.
Wow.
As evidenced by the pictures, some of the pictures that are old.
Right. I saw some of them.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez. So when you look in a classroom now, how much mud would you see?
Well, right now, the fire brigade came in and washed. But say right after, if you look at the amount of mud that is also in the schoolyard, you're talking a good 2.5, 3 inches of mud. That was in the bottom section of the main complex.
Okay.
The classroom, wooden classroom, and also the some people might remember that concrete structure that's to the right near the principal's residence.
Okay, yes.
Sedimentation. And I have to take my hat off. I remember the principal. We went there, I believe it was Thursday after. And there she was with a few of her team and straw brooms and in the water booth with water coming from the truck that brought in water, washing away. And it took all of that manpower for quite some time getting all of that cleaned.
Wait, may I ask who's the principal?
The principal is Miss Carla Thomas Ruddock.
Oh, Thomas Ruddock, okay. I really don't know.
And she's been in the school for quite some time and has moved up through the ranks. So she's been in the school for a few years now.
Okay, good.
Unfortunately, I've had this experience before.
Before, oh my gosh. And since most people in Port Maria are in the same position, not many people can come in and help, right? Because they have their own problems taken care of.
She absolutely expressed that she usually has a team that will just come in. But as you indicated, the flood was just so expansive. It was housing team, at least 2/3 of housing team up to maybe the second crossing. That and then the home that are somewhat beyond that crossing, closer to the training camp, the hard training complex. They weren't flooded. It was in the yard, yes, but not flooded necessarily in the home.
Oh, okay.
So,
go ahead. As a visitor, where do you think the river broke over? Where do you think the river broke through?
Interesting question, because the Outram, the mouth of the Outram, just before the bridge coming into the sea, maintained its banks in that area. As a matter of fact, I was told that a gentleman in that area was not flooded at all. His home was not flooded. However, when you think coming from the hills, so Free Hill, Hampstead, coming in that back river that comes down to the hospital, you have one river there, and then you have the other one coming through and meeting Outram in the village there, Trinity area, in that back section near Trial. That's where you can clearly see when you're crossing the bridge to go from the main road onto Cock Street or that bridge. Okay. The river just came down and absolutely did not stay. It just scooped out, carved out the banking.
Wow.
And when I say carved out, I'm talking banking that is an average house and a half in terms of from the base of the river coming up to the top. And the water just moved that dirt, just moved, carved it out, and then it went over its bank in that area and then came straight down. So it didn't necessarily go into the Outram behind Immediate and straight down. It came over its bank earlier than
that. Oh my gosh. Wow. So were you in the hill? So were you in Port Maria at the actual time of the flood?
No,
you weren't. Okay. Because one person told us last week how quickly this thing came down.
And as I said, the principal and the students, they in the complex. They had to go upstairs.
Go upstairs. Wow.
And then I heard that the firemen were picking up some of the people from housing and also bringing them over to the school before it got to the waist height.
Oh Lord!
Whoa. In terms of the height of the water, at that point, no. But realize, you can't use that as a permanent
Right.
So they just had to wait. And the water, interestingly, receded by Sunday afternoon.
Yes. That's what I'm curious about. Where the heck did this water go?
It goes right back into the sea, and then that brown water just turns blue, and you're wondering, okay, what is going on here?
Oh my gosh! Because I remember on a normal flood, the bay would be brown. The bay would all be brown, and maybe for days.
No, it was not brown for days.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Ms. Lorna Fairweather, member of the Friends of Port Maria team, and she's giving us a rundown of what really happened, especially with the Port Maria Primary School. And we're welcoming those who are just coming on. Diana, welcome. Yes, Lorna, so what sort of help do you think Port Maria Primary is going to need?
And can I take a liberty of saying to all your listeners, it's Portmore Primary, it's Portmore Infant. It's a few of the basic schools. This is Plummer School that is near the Outram at near the Adventist Church. It's Gospel Hall. Basic school, and I have not gotten a chance to check with the basic school what's their actual status and what's happening.
Status, okay.
But the businesses, many of them have painted and started throwing out, and the trucks, the garbage trucks are coming in, and collection, washing down the streets in Portmore area. So it's somewhat transformed.
Okay.
If you didn't experience it, there's someone coming in, you know.
You would know. Oh, wow. Okay, so good. They're getting back on their feet. They're getting back on their feet quickly. Good. And any sign of any elected officials? I don't want to get into
I heard that they were supposed to tour, I think, on Friday. I have not gotten a chance to talk with the principal since then, so I cannot confirm or deny.
Right?
They actually reached the school building, but I will make every effort to update that information between now and another few days. But you asked about help, and the assistance is great, absolutely needed. When you think of the bench, right? Some of us may remember those benches.
Those benches.
They are so soaked over time that because they're not solid wood, it's a layer of particle board and
particle board, bagasse.
Once it is soaked, it separates.
Yep.
And going forward, we really need to change some of those back and seating section of the bed need to be changed. Okay. We look at documents, we think about it. All of the documents are in the administrative section in the office. All of that.
All of that's gone.
The principal and team had to be putting them out and spreading them out.
Spreading them out to dry.
So there was some discussion about securing a scanner. Scanning your materials over time makes life somewhat easier. So that's an area of obtaining, and you're talking commercial heavy-duty scanner. That can do multiple pages.
Multiple pages, right.
Yeah,
they would need something like that.
The scanning, a cadre of volunteers at varying levels would be immensely helpful. And of course, resources, we need the building, need a new building.
Yeah, you got
funds in order to make that happen.
Wow. Well, Lorna, we are hoping that people will pitch in and see what we can come up with. I'm gonna try and we'll see if we can round up all the Portmore alumni and see what they can do. Because Portmore Primary is really gonna need the help. Really gonna need the help. Really gonna need the help. Lorna, we want to thank you very much, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
No, I am thankful.
Congratulations to what you are doing, and we look forward to trying to address this immediate need. And it is an immediate need.
That's true. It is.
Because remember, too, if I have to remind you that the school was on virtual classrooms. They just started to go back to in-person for the older. So it's not all the children were even there, thank goodness.
Wow.
So the principal is faced with all her teachers back on virtual, and then needing extra hands to sanitize. So she's in the process of identifying folks who would be responsible to do that, and then getting the school back up and running. So it's challenging. Volunteers are needed as well.
It's not gonna be an easy road. It's not gonna be an easy road.
No, and many of her volunteers were themselves washed out.
Right. So, people have to think about themselves first before helping out at the school. Anyway, Lorna, thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. And I hope everything back there in Port Marion with your family will be all right, okay?
Okay, good night.
Thanks a lot,
Good night to you and your listeners. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, guys. Yes, that was Miss Lorna Ferreira. She's one of the point people for Friends of Port Maria. I'm hoping we can get rid of this echo. I'm hoping it goes away. And we see Mr. Robert Stewart. Robert is saying the biggest problem in Port Maria is the capturing of lands in frontier and behind the primary school. These folks dump up all the drains to build houses, so the water has nowhere to go. Yeah, that's a good point, because that area was part of the whole floodplain. It was always wet, always swampy, because it drained the whole floodplain that Port Maria is. And for people to start living there, dumping up, the water really has no place to go. But from my little knowledge, I think the river course needs to be deepened and the banks need to be strengthened, so this will not happen again. Yes, we're gonna get heavy rains, but I'm sure we can mitigate this flooding. So people, you heard it right from Lorna. Port Maria Primary School and the basic schools, not just the one beside Port Maria Primary, but the other privately owned ones, like the ones owned by Miss Plummer, and from what I hear, the one at the Baptist Church, they're going to need help too. And the kids had just gone back face to face, and now this flood is going to put them back behind the 8 ball. They're going to have to go virtual again. And like Robert is saying, thanks to the fire department. Thanks to the fire department, they've been doing yeoman's duty there. I saw some video of them hosing out the classrooms at Port Maria Primary. Yes, we're thankful for them, guys. And I know it's going to be hard for the schools to get the help, because people have their own property to take care of. They have their own property to take care of. So it's going to be tough for a while. But it's good to know that Port Maria has really bounced back. Port Maria has really bounced back that quickly. And like I'm saying, somebody who sent me a video in the afternoon and the next morning, I was wondering where the dickens did all that water go. That water just seemed to be there 1 minute and next minute it was gone. So guys, my number is here on the screen, 407-479-8517. If you want to call, you can do so. Or if you want me to call you, like I just did Lorna, put your number in the comment section and we'll get this going. But the town needs more help. The town needs more help from an official standpoint, a governmental standpoint. We need to make representation to somebody higher up to help with this river training. We can't keep going on like this, government after government, not everywhere in the island getting help except us. Right now, guys, we in St. Mary seem to be so far behind everybody else. I don't know if I'm just seeing it from my point here, but I'd like to know what you guys on the ground there think. How much progress do you think we have made as a parish, as a town, compared to the rest of the places in Jamaica? And this is going to be one of the big problems we have with this river and the flooding. So guys, anybody who, if you want to call in or have me call you, let's do so now. Keep putting things in the comments, guys, so we can have something to discuss. And Miss Rayner, Miss Phipps, Mr. Stewart, Miss Edwards, all you guys who have commented, thank you for it. I appreciate it. Like Miss Edgel says, maybe people are just busy with the cleanup, too busy with the cleanup, or too shy to put something in the chat. Diana, can you tell me if you're still hearing that feedback? Yeah, Jean Martin is saying, yeah, we are known as a poorest parish. As a kid, I used to hear this thing that Marcus Garvey had cursed Port Maria once when they had arrested him and locked him up in our jail. He had cursed Port Maria. I don't know how true that is, but it seems to be coming true. Okay? Yeah, and Jane, yes, we need to, instead of having to go out and buy all this furniture again, later on we're going to need volunteers, carpenters to come in and help, make some of these things. We're gonna need help from people with all different skill levels. Carpenters to make desks, that wooden structure that Lorna said has to be demolished. It may not have to be made out of concrete. They're gonna need funds for that, and they're gonna have to call on all alumni. If you went to Portmore Primary, if you went to Portmore Infant, if you work there, if you have anything invested in the town, guys, here's where your dollars are needed as we invest in our kids, invest in school, invest in education. So guys, once again, asking, put something in the chat. Past students, I'm sure, would help. Yes, Gene, I'm sure. I am absolutely positive that past students would chip in and help. They would chip in and help because this school has done so much for us. Most of us who went there and say, Mary, this is where you got your basic education. This is it. This is where the foundation was built, Portmore Primary. And to the principal, Ms. Carla Thomas Ruddock, congratulations on what you're doing, man, and we're so sorry this had to happen. But we heard that you went out like a true trooper and you led from the front. You led from the front, and that's what is so lacking in today's world, leadership from the front. So kudos to you, man. And we, as past students, we're all gonna try and see what we can do to help. We're gonna see what we can do to help both schools, maybe Plummer School also, and see, we'll try and scrounge something up and see who is willing to give. Anybody else in the chat, come on in, guys. Put in some more comments. Comments. Give us something to talk about. And like I said, you're watching the Rock the Mic podcast. Glad to have you on. If you are educated and informed by what's going on, please consider sharing. Please consider subscribing. Even though when it comes to subscribing, I would just rather you watch and comment if you don't want to subscribe. All subscribing does, it notifies you when I have a new video out. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, that's all it does. It doesn't take any of your information or anything. It just notifies you. As soon as I have a new video on, you get notification. It pops up on your screen. So that's all that subscription is all about. Okay. And while you come on, guys, just let's have an idea where you're listening from. Is it St. Mary's? Is it another parish? Is it another country? We just want to hear what's going on. But from what we learned last week from Mr. Taylor and Mr. Abdullah and from Ms. Simpson, one of the big problems is the building of these houses all over the place. I don't know if it's legal or illegal. Some people said they actually bought the land, so it must be legal. But one has to question the wisdom of the powers that be that allowed houses to be built in a floodplain, allowed drains to be dumped up. Because as a kid going to Portmore Primary, that section behind the school was crisscrossed with drains that led the water either into the river or going east towards the sea. That area was drained. There's a big drain behind the primary school, and that whole section. I remember walking through that section most evenings coming from Clements Park after football practice, and you had to be jumping over drains, jumping over water that was flowing, draining that whole area. Okay, it was never dry. And now that construction has taken place there, the water has no place to go but up. And by going up, it's going to damage people's property. But guys, that speed at which this thing went was incredible. Just think of it. Kids are in school and having to run upstairs. This thing was moving fast. It was like a tsunami. Tsunami comes from the sea. It's a tsunami coming from up further inland. But we need, it sounds stupid, but it sounds basic, but we need an early warning system. And Robert is saying in the early 70s, the government had to change the river stream from along the roadside and put it more to the highest ground of Cox Street. But if you visit Portmore lately, you'll realize so many buildings are built along the riverside, even hardware. So you will never stop getting flooded until the politicians just call a spade a spade. Will they ever do that? Will they ever do that, Robert? You and I may think it would be common sense for them to do that, but do the votes mean more to them than people's lives? That's something we have to look into. But honestly, I'll be happy if one of these elected officials could just call in or put something in the text so we can know what they plan to do, where they're coming from. Are we going to have to keep going through this and then keep begging, people cleaning up and begging? No, come on. Listen, we cannot escape floods. We cannot escape the flood. The river is going to flood. It's going to rain upstream and the river is going to be in spate. But we can mitigate the damage. Those people who lived in Cox Street on the side away from the river on that slope, I guess they were lucky. I guess the water didn't go up that high. For those who lived on Clemenson Hill, yeah, you escaped it too. But how long before this water keeps moving up? How long before we get heavier rain? But like I'm saying, we need an early warning system. It sounds stupid, but it's simple. If it rains for more than half an hour up in the hills, the people in Portmore should know. The people in Portmore should know. Send a message down to parish council or the mayor, and look, have a truck go around with a loudspeaker and warn people, get to higher ground. Yeah, we can get trucks with loudspeakers or pickup trucks with loudspeakers come election time. This is when we need it. Have the fire truck go tearing through all of Portmore, sirens blazing, warning the people. But we need to get the people up to higher ground. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have been on for 52 minutes, another 8 minutes or so before we call it a night. And I'm so happy to hear that Port Maria is in the recovery mode. People are getting back on their feet, cleaning out the mud, washing down their homes. Streets are being cleaned up. School classrooms are being brought back new again. And they're going to need new furniture. They're going to need new books. But can you imagine all those records in the offices? The paperwork is going to be gone. It's going to be gone. Because being submerged for half an hour, that ink gets, oh my gosh, that must be terrible. So a lot of records are going to be totally destroyed. And can you imagine how traumatized some of these kids are going to be when next day go in class and it starts raining? Can you imagine what it's going to do to a kid's mind the moment that rain starts again? And from what I heard last week from Ms. Simpson who called in, yes, people are having a hard time. It rained the following day and some people were freaked out. Anyway, that's human nature. You go through some trauma. It's going to stay with you for a while. It will stay with you for a while, guys. But I'm hoping our little town, our little parish can make a full recovery. And don't think I'm leaving out people from Jacks River. I'd love to hear from somebody who was on the scene in Jacks River to tell me what it was like. Tell us what it was like. Somebody, were you in Ochi doing this thing? Were you in Runaway Bay? I'm very curious to know, what it was like. Did Anata Bay get any flooding? I saw a video. I don't think it was from this rain that fell, but I saw where there were say, a couple of feet of water in the Otter Bay. What happened there? Let us know, guys. Can you imagine people in Highgate now saying, yeah, you always say our town is nothing, but they don't have to endure these floods being on high ground. But guys, ever since I was a kid, I realized it. Port Maria, between two rivers, between two hills, Outram and the Apache River. And we're on a floodplain, and it's going to be tragic one day or one night. If this rain comes one night, it's going to be tragic. But for all those who logged on, guys, Robert, thank you very much for posting all that. Thank you, Miss Raina. Thank you very much. Dana, Marcia, Yvonne, and Junior, Mr. Plummer. I hope you will be okay with your cleaning up, sir. I hope you'll be okay with your cleaning up. And I hope it's, yeah, Dana, Highgate, very safe. Best place to be. Yep. Highgate, you're way up top. You have not a care in the world. And I'm hoping people at Port Maria will do what people did in the old days when they would get together and go work somebody's field, and then next day go to somebody. Yeah, maybe that would be easier and quicker. 4 or 5 of you get together, go work on somebody's house, help clean that up. The next day, all you go to somebody else's house and you go to another house until yours gets done. Yes, this is one time when everybody may have to just come together. Forget all the enmity or whatever. Just come together and get this thing done, man. Get this thing done. Get this thing cleaned up. We can do it. Hey, our whole country, we have recovered from storms, hurricanes, which we never thought possible. I still remember Gilbert, wow. And we recovered. It can be done. It can be done. So, ladies and gentlemen, if there's nobody else putting anything in the chat, thanks for all those who logged in tonight. Thank you very much, and wishing you all the best. Have a very safe evening, a very restful night, and tomorrow, make sure it's a good and productive and a day which you spend reflecting on your life and talking to your maker, whoever you conceive him or her to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, Garfield Waller, rock the mic, over and out. Peace out, everybody. Thanks to you all.